Namaskar. Salam Sajatra. Dear friends, I hope you are enjoying the episodes of the oral history of Indian Diaspora in Indonesia. In a short period of time, we have reached the 11th episode. You may have noticed that there is special emphasis on gender equality, and we have been featuring strong and incredible women in our episodes. This episode is no different, where we bring to you the story of Ranjana Singh, who made Indonesia home about 4 decades back, when women and professional women particularly were not very common to be seen in international corporations, multinationals and companies both here in India and in Indonesia. Come friends, let's listen to the story of why Ranjana Singh came here and why she made Indonesia home and how she rose to be the chairman of a top international advertising company.
Welcome to Oral History of Indian Diaspora in Indonesia, Ranjana. Thank you for joining. How are you doing?
I'm well, and thank you for having me on this podcast.
Absolutely. I'm very excited, especially on 30 years of advertisement landscape in Indonesia. But before we get into that space, let's begin with your roots. Where do you come from in India? And when did you come to Indonesia? Which year?
So I am, born in Delhi, but been all over India because my father was in the food corporation and therefore transferable job. 12 schools in 11 years.
Ooh, okay.
And came to Indonesia in 1993.
1993. And where did you spend most of the time growing up in India?
Like I said,
11.
all over.
All over.
After Indonesia, which is now where I've stayed the longest, the other place would be Delhi, where I did my college and started work.
Nice. And what brought you to Indonesia?
I was working for one of the companies of WPP, which is where I work now. And they were looking for someone here because it's a multinational global agency. And they asked if I'd be willing to transfer. And that age, you want to explore new things, experiences. And I said yes. And I must say, never regretted the decision.
What kind of prep did you do before moving to Indonesia? Do you had any idea of what Indonesia?
So the first prep I did was find Indonesia on the map.
Okay.
That was the initial prep, is to actually see where it is. But no, because it was a company that I'd worked with there, and it's the same company, so that was not an issue. I think at that age, you don't really prep too much. You just take things as they come. And just moved here. I was expecting at that time, my son was 3 years old.
Okay.
And I was expecting my daughter at that time, who was born in Indonesia, actually.
Nice. And what your husband was doing and is doing now?
He was also in advertising.
Okay.
So he then, I think 4 months or 5 months after that, he also moved here. So he was more in strategy and planning, whereas I was from media. And he was there. Now for the last few years, he's been in India because to look after his aging dad, who just passed away last month.
Condolences.
He was 98. He lived a very good life and he went peacefully. So that's where. So now as a family, he's mainly in India. I'm here. My son's in Vancouver and my daughter is in Singapore. So a truly global family.
So you came here alone? You came here without
Just before him, yes.
Just before.
Just because he was going to come.
And you were expecting?
I was expecting. And he was expected to come so
soon.
Just timing wise, mine was earlier than his.
Paint us a picture of 1993, Jakarta, expecting into a new role. Just paint us a picture.
So I came here. My son didn't come with me, and I think that probably was the toughest part for me because his passport had to be removed from mine, and they said those days, I don't know now how long it takes, 3 months. So I came here. I don't know why I was asked to come when it was Lebaran. And in those days, unlike now, Lebaran, everything literally shut down. So I didn't have an office to go to. I didn't have anyone to meet. And I was staying at the Crystal Apartments.
Where is this?
In Pondok Indah, where the GIS school. That's where the company put me up. And that's it. It was one room. There was no Indian food, restaurants, familiar things, etc. So about, I can't remember, maybe 5-6 days I was there by myself. Didn't really know anyone. And I must say, once I questioned my decision because I missed my family. And it's like, why am I here all alone? But like I said, the person who headed the agency here, Ira, she called up and said, let's go for a movie. I was like, wow, exciting. Went there. It was a movie which was Indonesian and no subtitles. That was another experience. But no, I mean, the people subsequently, once I got to work, there was no time to think or do anything because there was a lot to do at work. But everyone I met bit by bit and subsequently were absolutely warm, welcoming and wonderful. So yeah, it was just the first week which was unsettling. And soon after that, my parents came and my son came to look after him. And my husband moved by 5 or 6 months.
So the whole family was here?
They were here. My parents were here because I was expecting they stayed till I had my daughter and then moved back. So no, absolute fantastic family support. Wonderful, warm, welcoming people all around. And yeah, great. It was great.
If you have to, I think it can be a bit tricky, but if you have to draw comparisons between the advertisement landscape when you came to Indonesia in 1993 and today, how would you go about it?
The Indonesian then and now.
Yeah.
So remember, it was only in late 89, 90 that Indonesia opened up television for advertising. It was like, not even Doordarshan, they didn't have, it was TVRI and they didn't allow it. So it was a very new television industry. You know, the TV stations, therefore TV advertising. Print was there, but print is not a huge medium in Indonesia, unlike Indonesia.
So it used to be then at that point because print and outdoor would be the only medium.
No, there was radio, which was
radios there.
1,000 radio stations, whatever. So I would say it was a very young, very, very young industry. And it's leapfrogged, I would say, over the years. And today it's comparable to any other growing market. I mean, television is so omnipresent everywhere. Digital is amazing. I mean, ahead of a lot of countries because of the young population. So today I think it's comparable to any other place.
Were you the only Indian in the advertisement space back then, or we had folks?
Interesting. In television, and I'm talking about the TV stations, and there were really 3 of them. Yeah. Television at that time was Filipinos because they were doing production, programming, etc. It starts when someone comes. In advertising, no, there was these friends of ours. They worked with Lintaz from Bombay. They were there. Someone before me in JWT, there was an Indian, and then he moved to Sri Lanka. Those are the only ones I can think of. No, there weren't that many. Honestly, there weren't that many. Yeah. Today, we're all over.
Yeah. True. Okay, before I get into the personal aspect of things, what's your thoughts on TikTok and its domination in Indonesia?
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
A great way for the youngsters to connect, reach out, express themselves, learn, and make it economically viable for themselves.
And as an advertiser?
It's, again, great, but it's such a and I don't mean just TikTok. I mean the whole space of digital, social influencers. It keeps everyone on their toes. Because there's so many, I mean, from the simple times, which we then thought it was complicated, television, then we had many TV stations, then we had the Star TVs, etc. there, and now to this social media. I think it's very fragmented, it's very dynamic, and it's changing weekly. And how to make the most of it, make sense of it, protect the brands that we work with in the age of AI, also misinformation, which is also rampant.
True.
There are so many things we have to watch out for. But I think it's exciting. It's very exciting for young people to come and join and learn and express their creativity.
Sure. Just taking a lead on the creativity part, in very little time which I've spent in Indonesia, it's been 9 years now. I personally feel Indonesians are probably one of the most creative folks which I have come across in Southeast Asia, be it in terms of presenting a problem or presenting themselves at time as well. Do you see that getting translated in the creative part of advertisement as well?
It does. I mean, it's a very broad thing.
Yeah.
Indonesians are more creative than anyone in Asia. For example, I would point out that, for example, in India, I think we have some of the smartest advertising.
Sure.
And that comes because of the language, because of all the idioms, because of the history, the smartness of how it's used, which makes it stick in your brain. So I think India, and here the language is just not a very old language, Bahasa Indonesia. So there's only in some ways that you can't play around with it, the double meanings, the idioms, etc. For example, I'm only taking India as an example. In production values, Thailand used to have, still does, I think, great production values. So they are great at that. Indonesians, yes, very creative, whether it's music or expression, KOLs, very, very vibrant market. So, and it's not that they aren't in the others or vice versa for the other countries. Yes, it does come across even in advertising. Now, I'm talking of the industry as a whole. I think it could be much more. I think there is this feeling of having to play safe, which sometimes the brands do, but we've seen that change also. And I think some of the best creative messaging happens during Lebaran.
Yes.
Then you say, why doesn't it happen the rest?
Good.
So the brand suddenly is like, whoa, great creative Lebaran messaging, etc. And then they go back to being the same old boring, let me tell you why I'm great, etc. So yeah, I think, but that's a marketing issue. I don't think it's that the people aren't creative. It's the marketing people who tend to play it safe.
What kind of participation from women was there when you came in Indonesia and the workforce overall?
Amazing.
Amazing.
I mean,
because you came in from India, so hence my parallels are there.
When I came to Indonesia, with whatever little knowledge, awareness of most other parts, I was amazed at participation of women compared to India. I'm talking agency to agency.
Yes.
I would say, I can't exact figure, but let's say at least 65% workforce was women.
Wow.
Whether it was our clients, a lot of them, again, were women. So it, to me, was a big change. That was a big change from India. The respect and the equality amongst the sexes, I still say probably is the highest in this country compared to most other countries I can think of. I don't know the European countries, but some of the Northwestern countries, some of the Asian countries, I think women get a lot of respect in Indonesia. And I've always felt very safe here.
65% way back in the early 90s is a massive number.
Yeah, because women in the workforce were, again, I don't know, I can't remember the figures, but if you take the informal and formal workspace, even in those days or in the 90s, was about 50% women. So, yeah, women have been, I think, quite ahead. Yeah.
Nice.
Compared to most other countries. And I'm not saying just in Asia, I'm saying in anywhere in the world.
No, that's wonderful. 30 years with WPP or more?
Oh, much more. I think I'm older than WPP because WPP became WPP by acquiring HDA, which was JWT. So, oh God, almost 40 something years. Always with a WPP company and now WPP.
With respect, why?
I've always felt, and there were times when I could have explored other options, but I think I've loved everything that I've done. I believe the company has allowed me to do what I want to do and has valued. So, and my option, when I looked at other options, it's like, is it going to be better than what I have? And I'm not talking money. Money could have been much better, possibly. But it's like, no. I mean, what I was never unhappy, let's say. So never felt the need to move. Except at one time here when I thought I should move, when the first digital platform portrait, which no one remembers now, it was astaga.com, and they wanted me to join. And I thought, this is exciting, new. Thank God I didn't, because that's when the .com boom went bust. This was in
Late
2000. Yeah, 2000.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a lot of hype. So, but I could still work on that from this side.
Never thought of moving client side.
No, I think, again, for me, what makes my job exciting is here I work with so many different clients. I work with so many different industries, whether it's media clients. Whenever there was any thought of moving to a client, it's like the same brands, the same client. Where's the learning?
Gotten a lot of offers for sure.
Some, yes, but nothing that pulled me enough to move. So here it is. And just the energy. A lot of client companies are very formal in their structures, the reporting, the behavior. Ours is a very informal, creative, casual, challenging industry. I mean, anyone can challenge me and I can go and challenge anyone or express myself.
The energy is very different.
I think so. I think so.
Just to close the loop on this, what does a chairperson do at WPP? What's your
the least
role?
work. They do the least work of everyone in this agency. No. So this role actually was only started, it's not formally been a role till maybe the 2010, 11, 12. So at that time, we had over 350 brands across the world. 350, because it was acquisition, whether it was advertising, research, PR, branding, all that. In each country, we had different number of brands. And they were very independent, fiercely competitive. And yeah, what their expertise was also very different. When at that time, we realized that what the clients want is, I don't want to go to you for branding, me for PR, someone else for media. A lot of clients were changing the way they were thinking. So the need for all of us to work together, most of us or some of us, and serve a brand is when we realize our company's expertise, opcos need to be more connected. And that's where we'll unlock the value of everything that we do and the people. So that time, this role of a country manager came to be, which is still evolving even till today because our structures have changed, etc. Is really, and that's why this campus. So we are 7 floors in this campus. This we moved in 2021 during that thing. All our agencies now are here. All our people are here. Otherwise, they were all over. They didn't know each other. They'd hardly talk to each other. And to get them to work together, to, express themselves to clients along with other expertise. It isn't, a client doesn't have to choose all of us.
Correct.
But at least the knowledge, the sharing. And I was just JWT. Today, if you talk to people, they think, oh, I'm WPP. Yeah, I can go to research. I can go to PR. That is where we evolved, I think. And that's worked very well.
Unlocks a lot of possibilities.
Yes.
Even for the client and also for an employee.
Yeah. So yesterday we had a lunch for, we have this unconference every year called Stream. So the organizing committee of Stream, we were having a thank you lunch for them. And they're all youngsters. So I said, what was the best thing about Stream and what could be? do better without exception. And some people had only worked with us for a year. They said, earlier I used to sit in my office and do my work and it was okay. I didn't know so and so on this floor, so and so from that agency. Now I have friends across, and that is what keeps people excited and challenged. And I think that's the power of WPP versus adding up the power of each of the individual opcos that we have.
Sure. I think the viewers would still want the answer for what does a chairperson do?
And that's why I said, just getting people, encouraging people to work together.
Sure.
Because remember, our P&Ls are all very separate. So,
P&Ls are still...
oh yeah, each agency has their own PL.
Okay.
We have 2 advertising agencies. We have 4 media brands, 5 media brands. It's like, so I'd asked the question when I was offered the role. So one is to build our reputation in the market, which I think we had through our individual agencies, but now to bring them together. So what do we do, WPP? To have the best talent in the market, whichever opcos. So to attract them, to find them, to get the agencies to hire them. Then it is to get all of them to work together for the benefit of the client, the brand, etc. So it's a job that you can't enforce it. Sadly, that's not the role.
Yeah.
But it's really, so when we had a meeting last week with a very large client, and it's like, if you said, I'm meeting them, I'm like, what does the client, how about we get someone else? Oh, maybe they want to know about this. And let's create an all-round solution for the client, which when you're working for an agency and driving your P&L, you may not see. And it has worked in the time, now it's 13 years I've been in this role. They don't necessarily want to work together. I'm doing my job. I'm doing a great job. Why do I need to talk to you? And then to prove that when you talk together, the clients value you more, it unlocks potential for you and me. And that's how it works beautifully. I mean, right outside my room is our production studio. So do we come and talk to them? I think that's getting them to work together, getting to see that clients, or listen to clients, understand what their needs are. If there are any unfulfilled needs, do we have that expertise in the region, somewhere in the world, bring them for the benefit. So it's benefit of that client. So it's really knowing the clients, what they want, make sure we have the right people, all the expertise, or bring that in if necessary, and grow our reputation and our product and our delivery, which results in good business.
Sounds good. What do your kids do?
My son, who's the older one, he works in Vancouver for let me think, he'll kill me, a finance solution tech-based platform.
You're on video.
I know.
He's going to watch it.
That's I was trying to answer. He still don't understand what I do. No, I understand the details, but how to summarize it. So he's been there, and he's there. And my daughter moved back to Asia about 3-4 years ago. She works for the Tatler Group in Singapore.
Nice.
So she did her MBA in Singapore, and then she joined.
Your husband's working as well?
No, he's working in the sense of they live. My in-laws and my husband, we have this property in the mountains near Simla.
Oh, wow.
So when he moved there some time ago to look after his parents, he started a homestay stroke Airbnb.
Very nice.
And he loves the mountains, so he does that.
Sure. We're towards the end of this chat. I'll come back to the 30 years in Indonesia, and I would want you to share couple of stories with names, without names, and I'll leave it to you that which basically shaped your perspective regarding the country. Look, I'm sure it's small things which compound over a period of time, especially with the duration you've spent over here, which basically gives you the final view. But I'm pretty sure there must be a few stories which give you this immediate high that, okay, I'm in the right place. And I'm going to be here for good.
No, I'm not going to be here for good. I'll be here for as long as Yeah, I want to. India is still home. I always say I am very lucky to call two places my home, which is India and Indonesia. We came for 2 years. It's 31 years. So what kept us here, it's very difficult to pinpoint, but I think we were welcomed and there was always some new challenge. The kids came along, they went to a fantastic school. They grew up to be, I think, I'm a biased mother, wonderful, confident, global citizens. And that, I think, was the best thing we could do for them. So the global citizens where you can work, talk with anyone, you treat everyone the same way. I think that was the best part, if I were to say, of us being here. What Indonesia has taught me over the years, still not perfected it, I think, which I acknowledge today, is politeness and respect. Remember, I come from North India. Politeness and respect. So I came with that same aggressive attitude here. Over the years, I mean, it takes me a very short time to revert back to that, but one incident, a simple incident, which I tell. So some years ago, many years ago, I was in Delhi and I was driving the car with a friend of mine, and I was getting fuel filled at the petrol pump, Indian Oil or something. And when it was over, I sort of paid and thanked the guy, smiled at him and said, "Thank you." And she turned to me and said, "Why do you need to thank him?" I'm like, I didn't even think. I'm like, he did this. You don't need. And then I realized, I'm like, this is not normal there. Sadly, this is not normal. Whereas here, when you pay the toll, you smile and she smiles and he smiles and you thank everyone. That absolute politeness and respect for another person, never mind what socio-economic thing they may come from. I think that was my biggest, that I think my kids definitely have it. I've learnt it and mostly I practice it. I try back in India also. When it doesn't work, I have to revert back to form. The second was the impatience, you know, and I get why I was very impatient when I was there. Yeah, come on, everyone's running. When I came here, everyone's like, why do you need to run when you can sit or walk? And it took some time, but I realized that you don't need to be running all the time, nor do you need to be sitting. There's a nice interim. And let's work. Why do you want to stress yourself out? Why do you want to push for an outcome faster than it's going to happen anyways?
True.
So that patience is, I think, the second thing that this country, the people have taught me.
I 100% agree with both of them. I mean, it's just such a great joy to come out of your house and you have folks smiling while you're going for work. It just calms you down.
You don't shout.
Yeah, you just do.
I go there, you don't shout. You don't honk on the road. It started a bit here, but no. You don't honk when you're sitting in the car. You don't hurl abuses in traffic. Yeah, it's that. And that is something, but like I said, there's a reason why it's different here. And I understand also why it's there in India. But if I could teach, I would wish for everyone there to just say, turn it down a bit. Here, I'd probably say, turn it up
a bit.
And that would be the
Perfect balance.
Yeah.
On that note, thank you so much, Ranjana, for doing this. It was really a pleasure.
You.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.